Welcome to episode 2 of The Positive Spin. I'm Adam.
And I'm Christina.
And yesterday we took personality tests. Today we're going to show you the results.
And share with each other because we don't know yet.
No, we're spinning to the positive spin after that.
Huh?
We're going straight into our intro after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the results. And then it's going to spin out. And then we're going to go to positive spin. Okay?
Okay.
All right, what's next?
So we took the MBTI test, which apparently is very popular, but I've never heard about it.
Yeah, it's called the Myers Briggs
Type Indicator.
Type Indicator. There you go. And it determines where you rank among 8 different personality indicators. And the first set is extroversion versus introversion. The second would be sensing versus intuition. The third is thinking versus feeling. And the fourth is judging versus perceiving. It rates you along a scale and tells you how close to either side you actually are.
And we're going to try to guess each other's letters. So we're going to find it out.
Yeah, but we've been married for 10 years, so I think I'm going to be pretty good at this. I think she knows me pretty well as well, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's start with the first letter, which is E or I. One stands for extroversion and the other for introversion.
And I guess I'll go first. And I am 100% without a doubt sure that she is not an extrovert. She's definitely introverted. And that's just because she does not like to do anything that involves putting herself out in a public sense. She likes being in her shell. She likes being quiet, and she likes yelling at the people that love her.
That's not true.
Yes, that is true.
So much for introversion while doing this,
I know, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But yeah, you guessed it right. I am an introvert. Now for you, I was debating because you have, I feel like, both qualities. You can be a little introverted sometimes, but I definitely think you're more extroverted than introverted.
And why would you think that?
Well, you have no issues expressing yourself in public. You seem to enjoy, for the most part, talking to people. And again, we talked about it in the last episode, but you're more of a small talk person. The reason I was debating between introvert and extrovert is because you do like your personal time and you don't like just going out and putting yourself in a position where you have to communicate to a lot of people.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, but I'll still go with extrovert.
Well, yes, I did come up as extroverted, and I agree. I do think I'm a little bit more extroverted. I only like to take my relationships so far.
It would be funny if both of us would have been introverted. I think we wouldn't have worked very well if both of us would have been introverted.
I agree.
That would I could not be with someone like me.
And it took one of us to make it happen, you know what I mean? I think we both know who did that. Moving on. So the second type that you can be, it's how you learn. And it is between sensing and intuition. So you can be an S or you can be an N for intuition. Would you see my results?
No, I didn't.
I think she saw my results.
I did not.
She's cheating.
No.
She keeps her results on a phone, and I'm like an old man keeping my stuff on paper.
Whose fault is that?
Your
it takes
fault.
so much to not look there.
Well, I'm not looking at your phone.
I don't know. I'm blind. Have you forgotten?
Oh, well, yeah. So my results may be safe yet. According to the Myers Briggs website, a sensing preference is for people who tend to process things in a step-by-step linear sequence and observe and remember specific information in that way. They also tend to focus on facts and what can be observed via their 5 senses. The intuition, on the other hand, would be for people who have a preference for intuition, and they generally learn by seeing the big picture of things. and the themes, and thinking about how specific information is connected.
Keeping it short, S focuses on concrete facts, details, and the present moment, and N focuses on abstract ideas, patterns, and the future. You agree?
Yeah.
Do I guess first?
Yeah, you go ahead and guess first. Let's keep with that theme.
I would say S.
Funnily enough, just from reading the descriptions, I would think I was an S as well, but according to the test that I took, I came out as an N.
Really?
Yes, I was an N, and that was a little bit surprising for me, but I think it had more to do with this is how you learn, right? This isn't like your reasoning. That is, that's actually going to be more aligned with the next letter. This is how you learn. And we were having a conversation maybe like a week ago. This was before the idea for the personality test even came up. And we were speaking specifically on the topic of how we learn. And we were saying that we don't just like to follow like the rules step by step by step. We like to understand exactly what the big picture is before we get moved and motivated to do things.
Yeah, because we were saying both of us have the same type of learning.
Exactly.
Like we need to see the bigger picture before we can even try to understand it.
And with that, because of that conversation we had, I would also guess that you are an N.
And you are correct, my friend.
Yeah. See, this is easy here.
No, I got it wrong. I'm upset.
No, it's easy for me.
Yeah, because we had an entire conversation. We unpacked the letter better.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know about all of this. I'm just going based off of the previous conversations that we've had. I didn't know anything about your letters.
Yeah. Okay. So far it's 2-1. I got one wrong.
Oh yeah,
you got two right.
This is not a competition. You shouldn't have made it a competition from the beginning. The third letter is based off of how you make decisions, right? And the two options are T for thinking and F for feeling.
Thinking is make decision based on logic. You know, it's
the pros and the cons of a
objectivity
situation.
and analysis.
And and according to this, the logical consequences from an objective point of view.
Yes.
And feeling
makes decision based on values.
Okay.
You know, feelings.
And how your decisions might impact other people.
So empathy.
Yes.
Has a big role in it.
Empathy.
So I don't want to get this wrong again because I will be very upset about it.
I would, before you even guess.
Okay.
Let's give a disclaimer. Okay, for the audience. I've got a note here, an official note from the Myers Briggs Type Indicator organization. Okay, and just because you have a preference for thinking or feeling doesn't mean you can't see things from the other side. Just because you have a preference for thinking doesn't mean you're heartless and you don't care about other people. And just because you have a preference for feeling doesn't mean you're stupid and able to be manipulated easily, okay? If you're farther along those scales,
maybe.
Then yeah, maybe. Maybe you're a psychopath. But most people fall somewhere within that 60th percentile going either way, so...
How about you guess this time, and then I'll guess?
Well, you're definitely an F. You have to be an F.
Am I that easy to read?
Well, yeah, you're a very emotional person, and you're in tune, I would say, with your emotions, which is a good thing. I think in the long run, it's very important to know who you are, what you stand for, and take humanity in your considerations. Heck, we were just having a conversation about, decisions that you need to take into consideration other people and the way that they feel. So yeah, I would think that's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's easy.
I would say you are probably a T. And I will be upset if I got this wrong again because you better be a T. You are an F?
I'm a T.
Okay.
I'm a T, yes. And honestly, out of all the four letters, I was further along the T scale than any other letter that I fell under. Definitely.
Okay.
So yes, I am heartless.
I wouldn't say that. I think that's why, again, we work well, because I am the feeling type and he's more of a thinking type. Somebody's got to think in this family.
You think.
I'm joking.
You think. You're
Yes.
just more in tune with your emotions. And sometimes, unfortunately, I'm not.
Sometimes I have to pull those strings.
Yeah.
You gotta massage your heart to make sure that it's beating.
I told her she needs to make more jokes, right? In these videos. She can't be boring. So that one was good.
I'm not boring.
You're not boring, but
Okay.
sometimes your videos are. Let's move on to the fourth letter, and I think she's gonna nail this one too. I know I'm gonna nail it for her. And it is
no pressure.
it's an indication of how you organize your life, right? And so you've got J for judging and P for perceiving.
And this describes your preference approach to the external world and your lifestyle.
Yes.
So J for judging prefers structure, planning, and closure.
And
So
lists.
lists and to-do lists.
And organization.
And organization,
Yeah,
that's...
all that boring stuff. Go ahead.
Anyways. P is for perceiving, prefers flexibility,
Spontaneity. Wow, you about to mess me up.
and open-endedness.
Yes. They like making decisions on the fly and can perhaps fall into the procrastination bubble.
All right, so I'll guess.
Okay,
I'm
go
ready.
ahead and guess
I'm
for
ready.
me. I think she saw my paper on this one.
I
too.
did not.
She been cheating.
I did not.
I was Christina in school, cheating off people's papers.
People were cheating off of my papers.
That's-
Okay, let's get it right. All right, so for you, I definitely think you are a P. Better be a P.
Prospector, right? For perceiving.
Yes, because you
Okay.
prefer flexibility. You're not a list guy. So if you are an J, I will give up on guessing anything.
No, yeah, I'm definitely a P, a prospector for perceiving. A prospector for perceiving. And I gotta tell you, I can probably count the number of lists I've made in my entire life on one hand. And
That's true. And even if he does, he never sticks to it.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna
It's
say.
just the list that sits
that sits
on his-
over on a sticky note. Because
for years.
yeah, I could probably count on no hands the number of lists I've finished. So yeah, definitely not a planner, definitely not a list maker. I love doing things spontaneously, and then we'll see where it goes. You are definitely a J for judging. You gotta be.
What do you think so?
Why do I think so? Mm-hmm. Well, because number one, you love calendars for some reason. You love planners. She gets the nicest planner, and she makes sure that planner is bought 2 months before the year starts, and she starts listing out everything that we're gonna do. She plans her months. She manages the calendar on the refrigerator, and she actually keeps it up to date. Right?
It comes in handy, doesn't it?
It does. It does come in handy. I can just look at it and like, oh, free day.
Yes. I am judging. Is it judging? Judging?
Yes, she's a judger.
I'm a judger.
She's a judger.
You know, there's another letter.
Oh, A, assertive.
Why would you say it?
Oh, sorry. Well, it's not on this paper. Yeah, A, assertive.
Individuals with this trait are typically more confident, relaxed, and less prone to stress. They are often seen as self-assured and even-tempered.
Okay, so you're the T, because you're none of that. Go. You're turbulent, and you know you are.
And I'm very high turbulence.
Yeah, you're very high turbulence. This plane will experience turbulence.
81%.
Before we even take off, the pilot knows that we're going to have, you better lock your seatbelts.
Individuals with this trait tend to be more self-conscious, sensitive to stress, and may experience more anxiety or self-doubt.
Yeah, that's
They're
you.
often described as perfectionistic and eager to improve.
Let's get it right. You are an INFJT.
Yep, I'm an advocate.
Okay, and I am an ENTPA, and I am a debater.
Of course you are. Well,
Yeah.
wouldn't you be a debater? Let's see if we're compatible.
It says people with the ENTP personality type, debaters, rarely pass up a good opportunity to learn something new.
That's true.
Especially
The most random things in the world. Did
especially
you know that the turtles
abstract concepts.
Oh yeah.
This information isn't usually absorbed for any planned purpose, as with dedicated studying. They just find it fascinating.
Yeah, if you need a random fact, ask Adam, because he's got all kinds of random facts.
I'm trying to
Oh, did
tell
you know
you.
the black holes do blah blah blah? Oh, did you know that the seahorse
Black
does
holes.
something?
Or
I'm
Hawking
like,
radiation. I think you're referring to Hawking radiation and how virtual particles are created
we
in
lost.
space all the time as a in quantum mechanics, right? And so
Right.
they typically annihilate one another. You've got a particle antiparticle pair, right? They typically annihilate themselves instantaneously and nothing's created. However, black holes can actually release information by creating these virtual particles at the event horizon, where one particle gets absorbed by the black hole and the other particle actually flies off into space. I think that's what you meant with the black holes. It's the Hawking radiation.
The entire fact over here.
It's still just a theory. It's not. Nothing's been proven with it, but it's cool and it makes sense. Let's hear one for you.
So strength, I'm passionate.
Okay.
They say insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic, and creative. So those are my strengths.
Okay.
Sensitive to criticism, reluctant to open up, which is so
Oh yeah,
true
100%.
too.
Oh look at that. Yeah.
1,000%. Perfectionistic, avoiding the ordinary, prone to burnout.
Okay.
Let's talk about the romantic relationship. So people with the INFJ personality type look for depth and meaning in their relationships, and their romantic relationships are no different. I look for deep emotional connections. I feel like we're in Love is Blind. You, my person.
That's funny. Are you talking about me?
What I'm saying is, like, when I found you and you opened up to me, I clamped to him and did not let him go, because he's that person. I don't just go to anybody and open myself up to them.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
touched.
Or get out of here.
For the ENTP personality type, right? It says if there's one thing that we are good at, it's coming up with a never-ending stream of innovations and ideas to keep things moving forward. And this is evident in our romantic relationships. We can be both a thrilling and challenging partner. We bring our trademark enthusiasm and intellectual curiosity to our romantic relationships, often resulting in relationships that are filled with passion and constant growth.
So funny, because you just
I would agree
talked
with that.
about growth
Yes.
in the last episode, if you guys have watched it.
It can be an overwhelming process if our partner doesn't match up. But when we find someone who shares our love of intellectual exploration, expect an adventure.
Sparks may fly.
Sparks may fly. Let's see. Dating these personalities is hardly a boring experience. From their earliest dates, ENTPs test their partner's limits, pushing boundaries and traditions, looking for open-mindedness and spontaneity. We love engaging with our partner in thought-provoking discussions and debates, which I think that's 100% accurate. And we make good use of our enthusiasm and creativity by delighting and surprising our partner with new experiences. Debatable.
Yeah,
Debatable.
experiences.
As we said in the last episode, I think I could probably work on the spontaneous experience aspect of my character, but we're moving on. However, their natural impatience and restlessness may become evident as we constantly seek novelty and express our disdain for monotony.
For me, it says we as romantic partners are warm, caring, honest, and insightful. Patiently work to uncover their loved one's innermost needs and desires. Would you agree?
Yes, 100%. Because you're always asking me, Bua, do you love me?
No, that's not just that.
Well, no, that's not. I was gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
You're always probing to see
Yes.
what I'm thinking or how I'm thinking.
What are you thinking
or what
about?
what my emotional state is at that moment.
How are you
because
feeling?
Because
What do
I
you
don't
think
wear my
about
heart
it?
on my sleeve.
Yes.
Right, and in a certain way, I sometimes feel like having my emotions out there in the open is burdensome to just like people in general. Like people don't really want to deal with your problems like that, and I understand.
Yeah, but when you're home, it's different.
Exactly. I get we're married, we're in a relationship. I can be more open with you, and I am way more open with you than I am with the rest of the world, right? But I have a natural proclivity to shoulder my problems, and not throw them in anyone else's lap, even my wife, who I've been married to for 9 years now.
Yeah, but that's why I ask you, because I know.
Yeah, but I don't need to do that. I don't feel. Maybe
it's something that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I prefer to know how you are feeling. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't feel good myself. If I see you just thinking about different things or something that's bothering you, I need to know.
But it feels even more burdensome to me to like let my emotions out and to talk about my emotions. Whereas it just feels a little bit easier, not for me to dismiss them, but to deal with them in more pragmatic ways. If you want to go somewhere, let's just go somewhere. Are you happy with that? No, you want to discuss it and you want to talk and you want to share that thought process.
Yeah, because I just feel like that's a healthier relationship. If you can rely on each other and you can talk about your emotion and your thought process, that's what gets you closer to each other and it gives a peace of mind for me.
Are our personality types compatible?
So ENTPs generally find compatibility with intuitive personality types.
Okay.
Like INFJs.
You're lying. That is funny. INTJ, INTP, INFJs. Wow.
Yes. And INFJ's emotional depth and sensitivity can complement ENTP's often overlooked emotional needs.
Look at that. Boom. We was meant to be together.
It's an insightful test. I would recommend for you to take that test and just read through it because it tells you so many things that you kind of knew about yourself, but just reading about it makes you feel understood in a way.
And ain't nobody getting no free call outs on this video. If you want to call out, you can send us an email with some we can work out a deal. But if you would like to take the same personality test that we took, the link will be in the description below.
And it's free. So just answer the questions and it will give you your personality type. And it breaks down friendships, relationship.
Oh, a lot more than we discussed in this
career
video.
And parenthood, what kind of parent you are, which I wanted to talk about, but we're kind of running out of time, guys.
Yep.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you next Monday.
On The Positive Spin.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Adam. I told you we weren't going to do that. Or did I?
You said...
Okay, my bad. Go. I genuinely forgot. Go ahead.
Welcome to the second episode of the podcast. So we took the...
Wait, I'm not professional. I had nothing past that, so I kind of stopped this episode.
Welcome.
And today we've got a doozy for you.
Doozy to do.
The do. I forget that. I don't know what it's over there.
That's not how you put it.
It is. No, it is. You have to do it like that. Or else you're going to be shiny and then you have to do it like that. You do the most.
Is that a man way to put it?
Yes. You do most of it on your lip.
Don't be mean to me.
What?
Then I'm going to start...